Hello and welcome to day 8 of Made Myself and I. Today's word is pranks. And I'm not the best at pranks. I'm not the best at pulling off pranks. And I'm not the best at receiving pranks either, I'll be honest. If you follow me on Instagram or Scott Page on Instagram, you will know that we enjoy scaring each other. Scott and I were on the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and the Addams Family tour, and he just loves scaring people, and he realised quite quickly that I am a very easy person to scare, and he also liked the kind of reaction I would give when he scared me. I can't even count the amount of times that he made me jump on the Addams Family tour. He is a pro at making people jump. And then he came and lived with me for 3 months whilst he was in a show called Eugenius in London. Scott is originally from Manchester, so he lived with me for a few months in London whilst he was working on that show, and it was my time to get him back for all of the times that he made me jump in the Addams Family. So now we have compilations on our phones of videos where we've made each other jump, and they bring me so much joy watching them back. And Scott's the only person who's ever been able to get away with scaring me without me disowning him and hating him forevermore afterwards, because I am terrible. When someone makes me jump, I get so cross. It makes me so cross. Like, my instant reaction is to get cross. Like, cross is the best word for it, because it's not even like I'm angry or upset. I just get cross, like, oh, don't do that to me, no. I suddenly turn into like an 80-year-old granny or a really disgruntled teacher. That's my default when someone makes me jump, and I wish it didn't make me feel like that, because I, like most people, take great joy in making other people jump. So I wish I was as good as taking it as I was at dishing it out. But that being said, Scott makes me jump all the time, and he's the one person who can get away with not making me feel really cross afterwards. And I hate it when someone takes it too far. I hate watching videos online where someone really does get taken for a ride, or people are laughing at their expense, or a prank goes on for too long and someone doesn't know when to say when. Those kinds of pranks really upset me. But one of my favourite pranks that I've ever seen was a Les Mis prank, and one of the victims was my friend Paul Wilkins, who played Marius when I was in Dubai, and then he went back into the West End to play Marius. And whilst he was playing Marius in the West End, a bunch of the boys, some of whom I know as well, decided to sit outside of their dressing room door in the interval and play the opening to Act 2 on their speakers, making Paul and the guy playing Honduras, because they share a dressing room, making them think that they'd missed the beginning of Act 2 and that they were late on stage. And they come crashing out of their dressing room, and they realise very quickly. And it's just such a brilliant prank, because it's so niche and so specific to the job that they do. And it was short-lived as well. It was a quick snap prank that didn't last for too long. And it's just brilliant, so brilliantly carried out. There is something in the theatre world called a muck-up matinee, and it is when a run or a cast is coming to an end, and the final Saturday matinee, they play pranks, kind of pranks. They do silly little things within the show that won't affect the show, that the audience would never really notice unless they were like hardcore fans and came back time and time again and would notice those changes. But it's things that only the cast will really understand that make everyone laugh. And the reason it's the matinee, not the evening show, is because the evening show will be their final show, where everyone wants to have a really good send-off and do the show to the best of their abilities. But the matinee is the designated show to be a bit silly. I'm never very good at thinking up pranks or having the guts to carry them off, especially within the context of a show. I'm too scared that someone will notice and I'm gonna get in trouble. The one thing I did on a muck-up matinee, in Empty Chairs and Empty Tables, all of the students who have died on the barricade appear at the back of the stage and walk down to Marius when he sings about phantom faces at the window, phantom shadows on the floor. He sings about all of his friends who died on the barricade, and I've always been really upset that Eponine was never in that lineup, because she was the first one to die at the barricade, and she's arguably, in the musical context, one of Marius's, like, confidants. She should appear in the phantom faces and phantom shadows that he sees. So on my muck-up matinee, I slotted myself in. I told all the boys that I was doing it, except for Rob. I don't think I told Rob Houchin, who was playing Marius, but I told all the other boys just to make sure they knew that I was going to be slotting myself in. And I did the walk down, and I was really, really thrilled that I got to do that just once. I think there's a picture of it somewhere. I got someone to take a picture from the side of the stage just to immortalise that moment. But that's pretty much all I've really done for a muck-up matinee. I think a lot of the hardcore theatre fans know to buy tickets for the muck-up matinee just so they can spot all of the silly things that go on. I will now leave you with some of the many, many videos that exist of Scott scaring me and me scaring Scott. Enjoy, and I will see you tomorrow.
We've got a lot of legislation dealing with terrorist suspects in case of the...
I hate you so much right now. I've never screamed like that, ever. Oh my god! No! I think I just gave myself nodules. You absolutely frightened the crap out of me. You look amazing!
Fucking Jesus, my bollocks!
How much is that dog in the window?
Fucking rock.
Oh, you need this laugh.
Oh my god! I thought my laptop exploded!
Ah!
Oh!